Before we get started, I first want to mention that I usually don't make videos like this just because I never really cared for it. But this includes my most favorable gameplay role in Star Citizen, and that is going to be FPS combat. But the topic in question is how to make money fast in Star Citizen. Currency is huge. People buy, sell, trade items all the time in between each other, or by simply just playing the game the way how it is supposed to be played. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make 3 million Alpha UAC in about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how efficient you are at the game. I'd like to welcome everyone back to my channel for another video. From new to old, I am the biggest bird in the verse, aka FC, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some money. But first, before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that I am hosting a giveaway for a gray Shiv with lifetime insurance. That is going to include a Star Citizen game package, and it will also include a CitizenCon goodie pack, which includes armor, weapons, and some hanger flare. All you got to do in order to enter this giveaway is 1. Be a subscriber, and 2. Comment on any video I upload in between the time periods of November 3rd through the 30th for a chance to win. Let's get it going though. To get things started without beating around the bush, the very first prerequisite that you're going to have to complete is becoming a junior contract for the Intersect Defense Solutions faction. Second, you must have already completed the Vandal Tech Smugglers mission as well. After you have those complete, you will then be able to activate the investigation mission, which pays out 1 million credits that will take you to the QV station. Secondly, you'll also be able to activate the collector missions. The Vandal Cryopod contracts pays out 600k per contract. For the Vandal Cryopod mission, it requires you to gather 5 cryopods per contract, which is extremely easy if you already have the additional smuggler intel mission activated, because you were able to gather 18 cryopods while running that mission, which equates to 1.8 million credits by the time you were done. And as a heads up to you guys, this is very FPS combat heavy. If you are someone who is not the best at FPS combat, then you probably shouldn't do this method to make money. Me, personally, it takes me about a half an hour to 45 minutes to complete the smuggler's mission, and then it takes me about another half an hour to run the cryopods. As a disclaimer and a warning to you guys, this video is going to be a drastically shortened version of the tech smuggler's mission. If you wish to watch a full detailed mission of how to complete that, I'll have them linked down below in the description, just in case you need to see. First things first, once you make your way to the QV station, run the tech smuggler's mission as you regularly would by going through the motions. Once you first arrive at the QV station, you'll be tasked with shutting down and overriding the security system because the station will immediately go into lockdown. Once you made it to the security override, dispatch the 2 NPCs that are guarding it and then activate the switch, and then grab the comp board card that is nearby. After that, double back down to the main atrium to the security office, where you're going to have to dispatch at least 6 NPCs that are waiting for you. After that, down the commander, loot his body, gather the data and his keycard, and interact with the terminal.
Okay, grabbing the data now. Not getting much. Must get encrypted.
Once you're done interacting with the terminal and inserting your comp board into the security encryptor, it is now time to go to Cargo Deck A and B, the Polaris, and the auxiliary terminal. Please be careful when entering any of these cargo decks because the NPCs here are packing pulverizer LMGs, and they really do pack a punch. They can quite literally 3-tap you down into the ground. Cargo Deck B should have about 5 to 6 cryopods that you will be able to throw into the cargo elevator. Once you enter Cargo Deck B, beware. There are NPCs literally everywhere, and it can be quite a fight, especially if you don't know where they're usually located at. So down the commander, gather his data and his key card, and then prepare for a second wave. Once you interact with his body, about another 6 to 7 NPCs are going to spawn in from the other side of the room. After you dispatch the second wave of NPCs, it is now time to claim your first set of cryopods. Throw them into the cargo elevator and then send it down, and then make your way to Cargo Deck A. Cargo Deck A is pretty much going to play out exactly the same as Cargo Deck B, except there's going to be an addition. There's going to be a manned turret gunner in this area, so be careful because that yellow jacket will light you up. Again, take down the commander and then loot his body for his data. Once you do that, another wave of NPCs are going to walk right into this room and come directly after you. Take them out and then help yourself to some more cryopods that are scattered within this room. Once you finish with the cargo decks, it is now time to head back to the main atrium to the entry point of the QV station. Use the ASOP terminal to spawn a hover bike and make your way either to the auxiliary station or the Polaris. In this video, we are going to start off by going to the Polaris. Run inside the Polaris and dispatch any NPCs that gets in your way until you reach the commander. After you take down the commander, gather his data and then make your way to the hangar of the Polaris because you need to find a secondary security encryptor. Be careful inside this room because there is a lot of NPCs and multiple of them are carrying the Pulverizer LMG. Dispatch them as fast as possible and then use your combo cards with the security card encryptor. After you're done with the Polaris, it is now time to head back to our hover bike and make our way over to the auxiliary station. In order to further progress this mission, you are going to have to fly right up to the airlock. Once you do that, you will now see 3 brand new nav points on your screen to 3 separate derelict sites. You're going to have to check each of these sites till you locate a particular NPC dead body that is going to be carrying the QV station security card. Once you get close enough to the dead body that is carrying the security card, a brand new nav point will pop up that will direct you directly to the body. Loot the body and collect the security card, and then make your way back to the auxiliary station's airlock. Once inside, dispatch any of the NPCs that are located in the general area. Also, do not forget to loot the dead vandal bodies that are in the area as well because they do carry armor pieces that can be used either to gain credits or to trade in for Wicklow for his version of the Testudo armor. Inside the auxiliary station, you are tasked with looking for a laptop. Once you find the laptop, interact with it and gain its security number so you can make your way inside of the security station within the auxiliary station. After that, interact with the commander's dead body to gain his data, and then also interact with the security card encryptor to get the last bit of information you'll need to make your way into the final loot room to gather more cryopods and also all the ship components that lie in wait. It is now time to head back to the main QV station and back to the security room where you will have to interact with the security terminal, which will grant you the mission complete, which will pay out 1 million credits. Let's now take our security comp board card and head towards the warehouse. Insert the comp board card into the terminal, which will unlock the elevator, which will now allow us to enter the main loot room, which will have more cryopods, ship components, and brand new armor and weapons that can be looted and sold for even higher profits. After you're done being a complete loot goblin by taking everything that is not bolted to the floor, it is now time to leave. Load up everything into the cargo elevator and then make your way back to the main atrium to the ASOPs to call on a cargo ship of some sort that you can possibly load everything into. Go back into your Moby and retrack the cryopod mission and then fly to the nav point that is on your Moby glass. Once there, unload the 5 cryopods onto the cargo elevator and send it down, and boom, you now have 600 extra K on top of the million. After that, it is rinse and repeat. The mission spawns back automatically, which will make you fly back and forth in between both of the jump point stations in Nyx. This is the part that does take up the most time, especially if you're flying a ship like me, the Asgard. It's not a fast quantum flyer. It takes up quite a bit of time flying back and forth, but it's real easy money. I had enough cryopods to do the mission consecutively 3 times in a row, which pays out 1.8 million. On top of the 1 million, that is 2.8 million. And then I also got a decent amount of ship components, which I sold later, which gave me a final profit of about 3.3 million after selling the components off to players because they're grade A and B military components and people want them. Again, this is a shortened version of the entire thing. If you guys want to watch the longer version, I will have it linked down below in the description. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, easy money, and it doesn't take that long. As long as you're not overly looting every single NPC or box, you can run through this mission in about a half an hour to 45 minutes and then deal with all of the quantum travel between stations in the Nick system to drop off the cryopods. It's easy money, realistically, and it's not that difficult. Again, an hour and a half for 3 million plus, depending on how much you want to loot. It's not that bad at all. And if you like FPS gameplay like me, then you're going to enjoy doing this a couple times just to make enough money to buy a ship or armor or something off of AUEc that you just really want. But please, tell me your guys' opinions and thoughts on the whole entire QV station mission tree. You shouldn't have to worry about players. There are over 300 of these stations in the Nick system's glacier belt, so running into random players should be very minimal, mainly because you are not able to fly to these locations. You have to have a mission spooled up in order to get the location of these stations. They're not easy to find, trust me, I tried. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments. So please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Please slap that like button because it really does allow more eyes to see the biggest bird in the verse. But you guys already know who it is. It is FC, aka Fried Chicken. Big Bird out.